Well, a change of pace now. We will be speaking to Alan Joyce shortly, but first, David Nicholls' novel One Day has become ubiquitous since its publication 2 years ago. Now it's been adapted for the big screen by Danish director Lone Scherfig, who last wowed audiences with An Education.
Anne Hathaway plays the fragile but fierce Emma Morley, and she caught up with our Europe correspondent Rachael Brown in London.
So many people have read and loved this book, and I was a bit nervous you weren't a good fit for Emma because you're glamorous and strong, whereas Emma's skittish and full of self-doubt. But you gave such a convincing performance. How much pressure on you was it to create this character that's already so vivid in so many people's imaginations?
I definitely felt pressure, you know, initially about whether or not, even if I did it well, if people would accept me as it, because I think people are very possessive over Emma Morley, and I'm a book lover, and I'm an Emma lover, so I completely understood that. I couldn't believe I got the part either. I was like, really, thank you so much, Lona. I think it motivated me more. I think it motivated me to make sure that I didn't take anything for granted, and that I made sure that I asked every question I possibly could, and I didn't leave any stone unturned in making sure that the performance could be as authentic as I was capable of giving.
I'm not good at this. Maybe we could just be friends.
And Emma's strong yet fragile, clumsy yet graceful. Do you think women will watch this and think, wow, there's a lot of Emma in me?
I should hope so. I mean, if all the Emma Morleys in the world would stand up, we could actually get something done. We could save the world if all the Emmas would stand up. But I aspire to be like Emma, and I wish I was friends with her.
And the film's like flicking through a photo album, looking at all the snapshots. How much fun was it looking at the fashion or the music for those 2 decades that you were working on?
All the research stuff that we got to do for this movie was fun, and kind of sometimes alarming, because you would have an idea in your head of something, and then you would actually, like a piece of clothing, and you would try it on, and you would just wonder why anybody would wear anything so unflattering. But it just kind of was a moment. I'm sure they'll be saying that about this moment too.
Group sex Tuesdays and Fridays.
Yeah, but you know, I am crying on the inside.
And I loved the witty banter, which hides both resentment and yearning at different points of the movie. How important was that to show the evolving relationship as the movie goes on?
I think it was important. The banter was able to gave us a chance to communicate a lot of the tension between Em and Dex, but also the familiarity, the friendship, the longing, just the list goes on and on and on and on and on. And it was such great dialogue. It was so much fun to get to say as an actor. But also because in the book, for me, one of my favorite parts of the book was getting to be inside of their heads and hear their thought process. And because we didn't get that to do that in the movie, the banter became even more important, because we had to communicate all of those things that were, in the book, private. We had to kind of find a way to be able to communicate it through the language.
And there's a real bittersweet wistfulness about this movie. Do you think it's trying to say that love has a lot to do with time, and that it takes time to earn the person that you're supposed to be with?
I think it takes a long time to become yourself. And it's a funny thing, and it's one of the things that I think Emma embodies so beautifully, because who she is when she's at university is exactly who she is at the end of the film, and who we see at the end of the film. But the journey between the 2 women that are there makes her more herself. Maybe in a less pure way, maybe in a less contained way, but I think that's very true. And I think that because it takes a long time to be yourself, I think you can only be in a relationship when you're ready to be yourself. And I think that can take a very, very long time. And I think with the case of Emma and Dex, they keep missing each other. One of them is themselves the next, and then one of them isn't. And that's what makes it so wonderful to watch and root for.
Anne Hathaway speaking to our correspondent Rachael Brown there about a film that you're unlikely to see, let alone read the book.
No, I like Anne Hathaway though.
I do, but it surprises me that they couldn't cast a UK actress. It's set in London and Edinburgh, and I'm sure there would have been a few noses out of joint there.
You can just imagine. But no, I still won't see it. Thanks for asking anyway.
Fair enough.